what up, guys? Doing another What's Next. This is going to be on undefeated WBO Super Welterweight Champion Jaime Munguia. Super Welterweight is 154 pounds. Munguia fought in the main event of a DAZN card on Saturday, September 14th, when he defended his title against little-known Patrick Alati. He dominated Alati, scored a fourth-round TKO victory. That was his, I believe that was his fifth defense of the title that he won last year. And yeah, this ended up being a pretty good, pretty good knockout for Munguia that he's been needing, because ever since he won the title from by knocking out Saddam Ali last year, he he hasn't been overly impressive with his defenses. He he beat Liam Smith by a decision back in July, and then he got a knockout win against an unknown guy in September, and then came back and got another hard-fought decision in January, and then another hard-fought decision in April against Dennis Hogan. So there was there was some talks that the weight is really bothering him, which this one did. He had to strip down naked to make weight, 154, and he was saying prior to the fight that this was going to be his last fight at 154. Then he changed that and said maybe it won't be. So kind of up in the air what he's going to do right now. So I'm kind of going to run through the top 10 of each weight class real quick just to break down what's possible. So what's next for undefeated Jaime Munguia? Okay, so from 154, I don't see J-Rock Williams, the unified champ, him and Jaime Munguia locking horns. Could happen to unify belts. It would be a good fight. But I think J-Rock's got a lot of other options with him being a PBC guy. And this is also Golden Boy working with PBC. Not going to happen. Jarrett Hurd, same situation. He's with the PBC. He's not a world champion, but it would be a really good fight, but I don't see it. Munguia versus Erislandy Lara, the WBA regular champion. Another PBC guy. I don't see it. Munguia is very big. I don't see these two guys locking horns. It would be unifying belts, but I don't see it happening. Brian Castano would be a good fight. He's number 4 at 154 right now, but he's got action coming up in November. So, yeah, I just don't see it. Like I said, another PBC guy. Then you got Tony Harrison. He's fighting Jermall Charlo next. That fight's going to happen later this year. So Munguia is not going to fight either him or Charlo, who's next on the list. You know, he's number 6. Munguia is my number 7 guy. Number 8 is Dennis Hogan. It would be a rematch. Munguia wasn't interested in that, and Hogan looks like he's moving up to middleweight to fight Jermall Charlo, but that's not 100% yet. But that's what it looks like is going to happen next. So I don't see Munguia and Hogan locking horns again. Kell Brook at number 9, former welterweight champ. Looks like he's going to stay busy before the end of the year, but I highly doubt he goes after a guy like Munguia now. And then Jesse Vargas. This was a fight that could have been made. Now it looks like Vargas is moving in a different direction. It looks like he's going to fight Liam Smith. And, yeah, so I don't see Munguia fighting him next. So at 154 right now, not a lot of options, which is kind of surprising me why he's talking about staying. But let's get into 160. Canelo's tied up. He's moving up to light heavyweight next, so I don't see Munguia and Canelo locking horns yet, even though they're promoted by Golden Boy. This is a future fight that Golden Boy wants to make, so I don't think Munguia, though, it's happening next for him. Triple G Gennady Golovkin, he's going after the IBF middleweight title on October 5th. If he were to win that, I wouldn't be surprised if Munguia moved up and fought him, but I think Golden Boy doesn't want to put him at risk just yet against a guy like Triple G. Daniel Jacobs moving up to 168, so I don't see Munguia and Jacobs fighting. Jermall Charlo, he fights for the PBC. This fight's not going to get made. Demetrius Andrade, the undefeated WBO middleweight champion. I think this is a fight that could possibly get made next, but I'm leaning towards it's not going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if Golden Boy put Munguia at risk against Andrade for the world title, because I think Andrade would come in at his actual weight way easier, and he's got a lot of power. I think he would push Andrade, so would be an interesting fight. Number 6, David Lemieux. He hasn't fought in a year. He says his next fight is going to be at 168, so I don't see Munguia and him locking horns. Number 7, I believe, is Ryota Murata, the WBA regular champion. I don't see them fighting. Murata fights on Top Rank anyway, so I don't see Munguia moving up and fighting him. Sergey Derevyanchenko's fighting Triple G for the world title next, so that's not an option for Munguia. And then, you know, a couple guys at the back. You got Rob Brandt, the former regular champ. He's with Top Rank. I think Munguia would be interested, but I don't think it's going to happen. And then finally, Matt Korobov. I think he's a PBC guy, so it might be a hard fight to make, but I don't think Munguia is interested in that anyway. So not a lot of options for Munguia. He fights for Golden Boy. You know, we don't know if it's junior middleweight or middleweight, but I really think he should move up to middleweight next and start, you know, pushing himself in that division. But, you know, he's got to, Golden Boy's got to make a decision. He's got to make a decision. He's been struggling with weight, and I think this is a bad choice for him, but just got to wait and see. So that's it, guys. That's what's next on Jaime Munguia, the undefeated WBO junior middleweight or super welterweight champion. Hope you enjoyed this. True Boxing. Been here with the truth.